Welcome everyone back to Animaybe. I'm one of your hosts, DJ,
I'm one of your other hosts, Eric.
and we got another special guest with us this week. Introduce yourself, special guest.
My name is Stefan. That's who I am.
What's your star sign?
I'm a Leo, so that's kind of cool, I think.
DJ has a crippling fear of lions.
I don't blame them. They're menacing.
He can't handle this right now.
They're spooky.
Yeah, earlier when I was watching Avengers Endgame and I saw the trailer for The Lion King, I almost had a panic attack right there in the
Spoiler
theater.
for Avengers Endgame.
There's a
Don't-
trailer for The Lion King. In it.
Mufasa dies.
Oh, come on! 10 years in the making, and you've just ruined it all. I can't believe you, man.
I said spoilers before I said it.
All
It's your own
right, I
fault
guess.
for not covering your ears.
I can only blame myself there, I guess.
All right, Stefan, you know how the game works. We're going to take some cards from some hats and try to make a good anime out of it. You have hat number 1, so go ahead and pull for me 2 cards one at a time and just read them off for us.
Space opera.
Yeah! Okay, that's 1.
My old nemesis.
The tension is killing me. Based on a 4-panel. I really hope that's not lost. I really hope that's not the 4-panel. I'm not familiar with what this might mean.
So a 4-panel is in reference to like a short gag anime, like a
Okay.
short gag manga that was like literally 4 panels long, and that's like the joke
Oh, okay.
is told out through those 4 panels.
The only 4-panel I know of is Lost. That's the only 4-panel I'm familiar with
I mean, that's an
intimately.
that's an effective example
Right.
of a 4-panel.
For better or worse.
Okay, so we have to decide amongst ourselves by the end of this if we're going to use both of those or just one. I know DJ's going to say both because he doesn't want to just do space opera. But I think he also knows that just saying 4-panel isn't going to get us anywhere.
No, it won't.
So DJ, go ahead and pull those second hat cards. Give us about 3.
You got it, dude.
I'm not too familiar with the space opera genre.
You know what Star Wars is?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, neat.
But like anime, so like a Gundam.
Okay. All right. I guess just the terminology threw me off. a
Pun
bit.
heavy writing.
Oh, pun heavy writing. That
That
goes great with a 4-panel.
Yeah, I say it goes well with that. But with sexy demons.
I'm getting sick of that card.
Oh.
Cyber demons.
Oh, this is a new one. Dead sibling returns.
Oh, dead sibling returns.
That's a staple in the space opera genre.
Okay,
Hold on.
hear me out. I'm gonna recontextualize all of this so that we can for sure say we're gonna use all of these. Now, DJ, what if we made TQ in space, but not exclusively about sports?
Oh, I mean, yeah.
So like TQ.
I mean, yeah. So TQ. Because that happens, I think, a couple episodes of that.
So what do you think? You think we can make a show out of these
Eh.
these blocks?
Absolutely not. This is a mess. This is an amalgamation of things.
Those genres, I am not confident in, but we can give it our best shot.
If you really
Then
believe,
again, that's
I think
me. Like pretty much every episode, I kind of go and think like, what the fuck did we get ourselves into? There's no way we're gonna make anything good out of this.
And then there's a bird.
And then, and then we make Beetlejuice Over the Trench or Lost Birds.
I think
Or
if you believe anything is possible. That's what my dead brother told me that is going to return in episode
Adventures
7.
Endgame.
And, hey, hold on. No spoilers now.
Stefan's dead brothers in Avengers Endgame.
Well, hold on now. That's 10 years of cinema in the making. We don't want to spoil that for the viewers, for the listeners of this
15 years.
podcast. 15? All right, 15.
Yeah.
We got to count the Hulk movies, so yeah,
Well, no. Which Hulk movie are we counting though?
all of them.
Ang Lee.
Ooh.
We're off track already.
What if the dead brother is the demon? What if we incorporate that? It's like a trans thing. It's up and coming with the trends. Maybe it's like a trans thing. That way it's up to date on cultural norms and societal norms and
Yeah, but I mean, sexy doesn't necessarily mean that a demon has to come back as a lady demon. It could just be like a JoJo character.
Just like a handsome.
that's
man.
fair. I imagine a
he's
succubus.
Just one hell of a dead brother.
I imagine like a succubus slaying sibling and he's taken by one and actually he became the one. What a twist.
Okay, now here's the biggest hurdle that we have to come up with while making the show.
What, 4 coma?
Well, sure, but the fact that we have to come up with space puns now involving demons.
Well,
You have pun heavy writing. Shit.
hold on. If there's a sexy demon involved, there is at least a handful of space puns.
So
that
you
are
want to
lewd
make
enough.
you just want to make asteroid jokes? Is that?
Well, you could say, well, oh, Uranus this, Uranus that, ha ha ha, and that's a nice 4-panel, sexy demon.
That's like 17 episodes right there.
And then if it's a succubus, and it's a dead sibling, then there's like a mixture of incest, and
Go on.
I'm just saying it's not all that.
Eric and I pull up our lawn chairs.
It's it's not un-Japanese. It sounds very anime to me. I think it seems like a feasible
Where
plot.
were you last week?
He was available, I think, but we didn't want to have 4 people on if we didn't,
Curtis and I in the same room are too much. Having 2 big dicks, that much big dick energy in one room, that's unprecedented in this day and age.
That's fine. I mean, I hope that one day that we can be big enough of a brand that we can support that kind of big dick energy. Like
Someday.
I want to get like a table that's reinforced so that we can just row them all out on the table.
Just unfurl those sleeping bags.
Just unfurl them like hungry hippos and just put a bunch of oranges.
It gets stuffy. It gets stuffy down there, man. You gotta air them out sometimes.
Okay. So
All right, we checked those boxes for this episode.
So the main character of our 4-panel space opera. Now it's a space opera, so we need like 20 characters. We don't really need to get too deep into them right now.
Sure, yeah, of
All
course.
like a cursory glance at all of them.
Well, we need a captain. We need an overly serious bosun. We need a person driving or piloting the ship, if you're an asshole, who's a real hot boy, a real hot-headed boy.
Oh.
We need our upstart youngster team. And we need our dead brother who probably died saving someone in an event that happened before the show started.
Wait, does he come back as Racer X?
He comes back.
Right, but Racer X is a sexy demon?
He comes back as a sexy demon
From space.
through means of space necromancy.
The Force.
Okay, wait. I just thought of a way to make this easy for us. DJ won't be helpful. But since it's a space opera and we need puns and there's sexy demons, what if I just say the word Lovecraft? And that's just a whole set of fiction that we know enough about that we can make dumb fucking puns.
You guys can definitely do. If you guys can do that, I'm along for this ride.
I'll dig deep, and I'll try to find something worth saying. I guess.
I'm trying to think of a sexy demon from Lovecraft though, and they're all in the desert of Arabia.
I mean, as a Toth, you could just say, well, that
man's dummy thick.
thought is hidden somewhere in that word. As a Toth, that's
Damn,
in there somewhere.
I gotta check my DeviantArt. That might be a thing.
Maybe
As a thought.
as a thought, yeah. That's hidden in as a Toth.
All right, so
You think
There might be
a
something
thought
there.
Or a thought.
A thought.
Okay.
Like, be gone.
Be gone, thought. Back to the outer lands of space.
Be gone. Also, stay asleep. Also, do not awaken.
I want the villain of our story to be as a thought now.
But that's not the sexy demon.
No, but like
No, of course not.
the
That would be ridiculous.
the godhead of all creation has to be as a thought.
But why does it have to be the antagonist?
Well, because his nature makes him antagonistic just by virtue of
fair.
like if he wakes up, everything ends. That's pretty antagonistic. We're getting off track.
Yeah, a little bit, but maybe we can do like a play on words, or maybe that can be like the name of a pirate organization.
Ooh,
Maybe that's how the
like
sibling
a cow
dies.
on co.
Yeah, like a space cowboy sort of pirate situation, and that's how the sibling maybe dies in the first iteration
He dies
of their
fighting
life.
space pirates.
And then he becomes one of them, and he's a sexy demon. He's reanimated by their space pirate necromancy.
So Meta Ridley.
Absolutely.
I'm down for all of this so far.
Eric loves Meta Ridley. He's got that dime locker of.
I don't hate space opera either. It's just you.
Meta Ridley's Believe It or Not.
God, that's a pun right there.
I'm gonna just let the wind take that one.
As
That
it
one
should.
was so
As it
sweet.
should.
That pun was so sweet. I think I have diabetes.
All right, DJ. Tell you what. Why don't you give us the first panel of a space moment, and we'll try to figure out how to make it into a pun.
All right, so we have our blank background because it's It's 4 panels, so there's obviously not that much detail.
Well,
we got like
we could have like a stock spaceship wall,
spaceship wall,
like the Apollo 18
maybe in the hangar you got hothead
pilot,
hothead pilot with
upstart youngster.
and we got. You know what? Just start with those two.
Okay.
What are we doing? What are they saying?
And they're in the hangar.
It's almost like this wasn't a well thought out premise.
There's some unseen sexual tension here, I think, if this was not just a 4-panel.
There could be sexual tension. That's fine. We could.
In a 4-panel? Absolutely not. Not in my good Christian 4-panel about space pirates.
Do you need me to walk to my room and bring a 4-panel out here? DJ, can you go to the...
Which one are you talking about?
Look for the T-Rex one.
Okay.
Is that my girlfriend is a T-Rex?
Yeah, it's my girlfriend.
Okay.
That's a 4-panel,
Okay.
more or less.
Do you know that?
I'm vaguely familiar.
Have you read?
No.
Okay, well then
I own the whole series, all 2 books.
All 2 books.
It's 4-panel. It's a lot. The
Well,
story
yeah,
gets
yeah.
goes a lot faster. Well,
There's the one like there's the one super popular romance one about like a tomboy girl, and there's like a guy that they're childhood friends, and I see it posted on Facebook often enough.
okay.
I figured it was like a meta, like, oh, normies like this one. Hot normies in your area are reading this 4-panel,
That's possible.
But how so hold on, there's the hothead pilot and the protagonist in
Hey,
the first panel.
Hey, DJ, do me a favor. Bring the whiteboard, too.
But where does that go?
Let's really pitch meeting. Where does that conversation between the pilot and
How does it even start? What are they talking about? Like,
Well,
they're just there. They run into each other.
Mid conversation generally, or just like one of them just like, hey, you know what I think about oranges?
All right, DJ, did you come up with any good ideas while you were gone?
No. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm too frightened. So we've got a seasoned captain, a serious bosun. We've got our hot-headed pilot. Right? So he's flying the ship. The bosun, the one who does all the actual work. When the pilot says, when the captain's like, do this, then the bosun says, we'll do it then, and then everyone does it.
Yeah.
So then you've got our young upstarts, and we need at least 2, but we could 2 to 4. And then you got your space gods.
Of course.
Just so we have a cast. We got space
Well,
gods,
for
space pirates.
for the space pirate necromancy to work, there has to be space gods at the infrastructure of this lore, I think.
Right. Terrorists.
Oh my.
A little topical there.
Getting a little edgy.
We've got space harrier.
The Dreamcast game? Or the arcade games?
That's correct.
It was in a Dreamcast game.
We got space marines.
117, never forget.
How long do you
Space
think?
marine biologist.
At what point do you think I could stop writing these and he'll just believe that I'm still writing it down?
You could probably freestyle at this point. You could probably ad-lib this.
Anything with space in it.
Well, we need these.
Space storage.
We've got
Yeah, that's a hell of a list you got over there.
we've got sexy demon sibling.
Return from the Dead.
I mean, I'm not gonna write that. We recall, yes.
Yes.
Sexy demon sibling.
Also puns.
All right, now let's do this real quick. Let's just.
Are any of us creative enough to come up with puns?
Yes.
Okay.
I could fish. I could fish something out, I think.
Also, I'll just text Ray that we need the space puns.
Space gods. What's that sexual symbol?
The one that Prince
I was
used.
God damn you!
The artist formerly known as.
I just drew the yellow sign.
That's fair. Also, probably I didn't mean to steal your thunder, but the great minds think alike clause is.
There. Draw the elder sign.
All right.
Why do I have that in my head?
But you do. I don't know. Maybe because maybe he's got you. Maybe the Yellow King is diddling your brain.
My mind thoughts.
Right?
Yes.
Eric's in Carcosa right now.
Bitch, what do you know about Carcosa?
I read 75% of the Yellow King.
Let's call that our breakdown of the characters. And we want the sexy demon sibling to be a girl.
I was thinking an older brother because if our main protagonist is a male,
Is he still an older brother? Is my question, I guess. In the version that'll be
okay,
portrayed.
right.
I mean, Eraser X is still his older brother.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that. So we can have.
So wait, are you saying does he know that he's his older brother?
Yeah. Does he know? Let's start there.
You mean like does he have a domino on?
that could be.
Disguise his
Right.
identity.
Is he wearing a hat that shades his eyes in such a way that he couldn't possibly be the dead sibling?
Like Tuxedo Mask?
Just like
Or like what's that one DC character? Something Q.
Q.
Q
His
is that
name
just
is
his name? Q. He has like no face.
Are you talking about Question?
Question. That's
Oh,
it.
the question, yeah.
Yeah, just like Question.
I'm just right as male. Because DJ wants it to be Hot Boys.
That's fair.
Okay, so now we have to come up with...
Can't help it. The heart wants what the heart wants.
So we've got...
It's understandable.
We've got our... I assume we'll end up cutting a fair bit of that out.
Oh yeah.
No, understandably.
So we've taken the time to make a list of siblings.
I'm
Go ahead.
15 minutes.
Well, you walked away for most of it.
No, I'm missing 15 minutes.
In the middle?
My time code says 2:27.
Would you jostle it when you got up?
I don't see how.
Okay, well,
I would have had to hit spacebar.
usually it's not this much of a shit show.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. So, there's probably an awkward cut there. We went and we made a list of what we think, I guess, are the main group of characters for this series of puns we're going to make, which I guess will culminate in a knock-knock joke ending. All that to say, we've got our male captain, female bosun, female pilot, 3 young upstarts, 2 males, a female. Space gods, they're represented by the gender of Elder God. Space pirates, those are represented by the gender of Elder God, but they're probably also cyborg demons. Space terrorists, space harrier, and space marines, those were all joke answers, so we didn't bother to write that down. And the sexy demon sibling is a man. Demon. So,
Man.
now you want to take the pilot
By
and one
Crybaby.
female pilot and one of the young upstarts and create a 4-panel situation involving those two.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay, do you want to do 2 girls or girl and boy?
Do a girl and a boy.
Okay, so we got a girl and a boy, and one is a young upstart. So, all right. How did they end up in that room? Is this the first chapter?
This is chapter 1.
Chapter 1, we're starting in media res. They're having an argument over who will pay the bill in the cafeteria. Because, as you know, space ain't free. That's why we're out there liberating that bitch. So,
There's your joke.
So, young upstart is like, oh, I'll pay for your food. And hot-headed pilot is like, I don't need no man boy to pay for my sandwich. Heck you, dude. So that's 2 panels right there. Panel 3.
Pressure's on.
I already have...
This is the setup for the joke panel. The punchline is panel 4.
Okay, you need to come up with a response. One of you needs to come up with a response to what I just said. And then one of the other 2 of us will find a way to make that a joke. Remember, space and tentacles.
Are they
Where
eating
did tentacles
calamari?
come in?
We're using Lovecraft gods.
But this just has our...
The joke can involve tentacles,
Oh.
is my point.
Could it be maybe about what they're eating?
Yes, I think what they're eating is probably where I would go with the joke. Like, you could go with the Futurama angle of, it's not even that expensive of an egg salad sandwich, I'll pay for it. And she's like, I don't want you to pay for my egg salad sandwich. And then there's fucking talking little worms inside them now that are just like, just let him fucking pay for the sandwich. Already? Are you okay?
Are they eating an orange?
No. There's never been an orange sandwich.
Orange man bad?
It's in space. You know, he established the Space Force, right?
Absolutely. This is a futuristic
How could
take
he?
on.
How could he be bad? That's like saying that Hoover is bad when
No,
your vacuum
no.
breaks.
No,
Eric-
the space pirates. They say,
no,
"Oh, the Orange Man bad. He's trying to make all of our space all free."
I mean, we could turn this into a political joke for space pirates in the next one, but we're still trying to figure out what they're arguing about.
Oh, I haven't the slightest idea. I feel like they're out in space. I feel like at this point in time, if we developed space travel, we should have sort of crossed boundaries involving like the gender,
Who will pay the bill?
societal gap
Well,
of who's
what
going
was
to pay
that,
the
like-
bill.
Maybe
Well, that could be the whole pun of it. Is that
maybe
we,
like
Go ahead.
panel 1 is like hothead or young upstart grabs sandwich. They're in the cafeteria line. Panel 2, hot upstart or not hot upstart, a hothead grabs like some like a turkey dinner or something, and then they're like walking. The panel 3 is like them paying for it, and then we just go back to your dumb joke about like. You ever realize how this stuff is so expensive? And it's like, yeah, because space ain't free, bitch. That's why we're here.
I mean, we could, that can be the joke.
I honestly, when you said that, we gotta laugh out of that. It's a good joke. We just gotta make it work for the panel.
I'm on record saying this, but a joke is 90% timing.
What if it was like a non-joke? What if it was like an anti-joke? Like
this podcast.
oh, sure, of course. Very meta. But maybe it's
Don't
like
put
a
too big a lampshade on that.
maybe it's like a dish that's named after like some like molecular principle, and it's like, oh, what
You
did
got
you
an
have
idea
there?
buddy?
Maybe
So just to be clear, you want off the top of our heads us to come up with a molecular gastronomy joke taking
no,
place
here.
on a pun spaceship in the future.
I think I've
and
got it.
Where human science has gone to fight the old gods.
Well, okay, here.
Is this potentially the death of the 4-panel card?
I think I've successfully in my mind restructured this 4-panel. So it opens up. They're in the cafeteria. They're about to order, and the female, it's the bosun or the pilot. It's the pilot, right?
That's the pilot, I believe.
All right. She says, I'll have this or that.
I'll have what she's having.
I'll have a
the
proton this. I'll have a proton sandwich. And in the joke we set up is, are you positive?
Hey, you know those
Ha-
things you
ha-
guys were talking about earlier? I just drew the horror card. Space
Yeah.
opera horror.
With a sexy
It's
demon.
dead space.
With sexy demons. And
And a dead
pirates.
sibling.
Oh, you know what? Maybe we are approaching this from totally the wrong way. Not that what you said is what we should do, but what you said isn't a bad idea. What if we took a 4-panel comic about the idea of space operas, and we just looked at space operas and turned those into 4-panel jokes?
I thought that's what the fucking premise was.
Well, we're trying to make an original one.
Oh,
What
yeah,
if,
no.
What if we just straight
No.
up call out, like,
Oh, yeah, call it out.
Dead Space or Mass Effect or whatever?
Star Wars, Star Trek, all that shit. Yeah.
We'd lose all the progress we've made.
What progress have we made?
I
We
still
had two-
have my 4.
Yeah, you have a whole joke to tell us, please.
Oh, absolutely. So they're waiting in line. Oh, they're about to order. Oh, but the pilot has to go back to the captain's cabin. Oh, well, just she tells the upstart to just bring her meal to the cabin, and she'll eat it there with the captain. And he says, well, all right, what do you want? And she responds, of the proton sub. And in the last panel, he turns as she's leaving the panel, and he goes, are you sure? Are you positive?
Okay.
And it's funny because, well, first of all, no,
Okay.
she's not positive. She's very negative. She's very hot-headed. She's very aggressive. But also, it's a proton. See, that's a
It's got a
multi-level.
positive charge. Yeah.
right. Yes, there you go.
This joke is like an
That-
onion, man.
That
Just
one's
peel
good.
back the
Layers.
layers.
All right, first that's where we're going. We've established our two main characters. One of the young upstarts and the serious pilot.
These are our main characters. Are you kidding me? Fuck everyone else.
No. These are our main characters. So it's always going to be this negative pilot and this positive guy who's trying to do stuff for her in a spaceman's world. Okay, so hey, this is how I feel about it. If the process is funny, even if the show's not, that can get released.
Yeah.
So, second chapter, he gets to the place with the sandwich. What happens now?
Oh, are we picking up where it left off? Normally those things are just, our 4-panels are isolated.
They can follow a narrative.
They can, but I thought we were gonna be calling out, jokes. Like think Tonari no Seki-kun. Like that's based off a 4-panel, I believe, and those are all completely isolated episodes.
So you want the story to just be about this pilot asking for things from the pilot's chair on the the intercom?
No. It can. I'm not saying it's exactly like Tonari no Seki-kun. I'm just saying it's just like every little thing is its own isolated like mini joke arc.
And maybe if you look in the background closely enough, you'll see the space pirates coming.
Like hell, this could be our first manga that we're making. Like instead of anime, we're just making a manga.
I don't think we've ever made the distinction necessarily, unless it's told us an episode number, whether or not it's an anime or a manga.
Yeah.
And I've had that thought when I'm making the art for these, where I'm like, am I supposed to make this look like an anime cover or a light novel cover? Because it changes a lot.
Oh yeah.
So,
I think this should be. We don't need to think about this and like, oh, how will we make like a 15-minute episode out of this? It's just like, we just need 4 panels, baby.
well, we've got 4 panels, and we
Yeah. All right, let's do 3, 4 panels.
Okay, let's go to the other 4 panel. Let's go with one like a Dead Space one,
Okay.
or just a general space,
So like in media res in like the middle of a fight.
a space opera moment about the fact that every single space opera has to do with betrayal. Like you're gonna get betrayed at the 68% of the story mark.
Yep.
Well, because long distance relationships will fail you. It doesn't matter if they're platonic or not.
All right, man, don't bring your personal shit in here.
I actually, I'm speaking from experience. Hey, listen, man, I've met a girl or two on Minecraft. I've gotten around, all right.
On Roblox, you mean?
Long distance relationships will fail you. I completely understand that principle of space opera betrayal because that's a lot. There's a lot to be far away from, all right?
They don't call it Spaceship Earth for no reason.
Exactly.
What are we but really terrible astronauts?
Truly.
The worst.
The worst astronauts, truly.
Where do the sexy demons come in?
Well, we have to,
In this episode?
One
Or
of the
this
stories
panel?
is, well, first off, that's kind of informed me that we needed a continuous narrative, because the brother has to be gone or address that he's gone, and then show up again later.
Or we can just say like, hey, or it could be a thought bubble.
Yeah, go ahead. You percolate on how to figure that out. Meanwhile, let's talk about space betrayal.
So this is tough.
This one's tough. Occasionally we get one that's really tough. Most of them are going to still get released.
What if the older brother that dies and is brought back, he's a sexy demon, but it's like a Dead Space-esque revival where he's like, and he becomes maybe a pet of some kind, and he's like eye candy, but it's like don't touch because he'll eat you.
You want to do something like Migo with it, where
Sure.
when he died, the Migo put him in a jar, and
Yeah,
then they put him on like a robot, like a sexy robot
that
body.
could work too. Yeah, and it's like
I have nothing to add to this conversation.
It just isn't a demon though.
It's the thing that Futurama's referencing. The heads in the jars,
Oh,
more or less.
you're all good. Don't you have to explain to me?
Well, we're explaining.
I'm enjoying this process. I'm enjoying watching you two jerk each other off.
a little bit.
It's okay. It's better than just me and Eric constantly doing it.
It's a nice change of pace, I guess.
Yeah, right.
You know, you can just really get your hand moving with a good rhythm when you know there's someone in the closet watching. It's
Gross.
really invigorating in a way. It almost flatters.
Should I
Oh,
pace myself or should I just hurry up and get out of here?
Could we make a 4-panel about flat Earth in a space opera?
Maybe.
That could definitely. No, just take my cards and then.
No.
Maybe there is literally a flat
they're
Earth
back in
that
the
they
hat.
go to.
Well, I just mean like it could be like the ship taking off, going out into space, and you know it's like a dialogue between two people. Like, just think, we're the first people that have actually made it out of the atmosphere in 100 years since the original NASA missions. No one's actually gone this far out into space on their maiden voyage, and then they turn around and the Earth is flat, and they're like, huh. Well, this is disappointing,
Just
but it's flat.
Now we get to observe Mother Earth in all of her majesty, the same way that those brave souls did so long ago. And then they just turn around, it's just a fucking plate in space.
It's like flat from the wrong angle though, so it looks like a pong paddle. And then the last panel is just all the people in the cockpit making like an anime face, like,
Yeah. Yeah, a lemon face. For those
Yeah,
of you
like
at
a
home.
lemon face, just like a.
There we go. That's a fucking good 4-panel.
You just gotta. We have to come up with. Maybe if we start from the joke, we could work backwards, like the settlers would have done. So there's
One more.
A sexy demon brother returns. Is the end of the 4-panel that you're like brother, like a Metal Gear Solid,
I think so.
Liquid Snake moment of like brother, and then he's just like, but why are you a sexy demon though?
He's like, who are you?
Like the first panel, a guy's getting rider kicked by.
Or it could be like
Yep.
he just. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
They're
It's your Space Jam now.
they're or whoever's dead brother it is. He's just talking, or he's like, "Hey, who are you?" He's like, "Oh, you don't recognize me? I'm your other half. You should. I've known you as long as you've known me." Blah blah blah. Just doing like his like
Like a twin
his
brother?
Liquid Snake monologue.
Like they're twins.
Yeah, like they're twins or something, and it just he says like, you know me, brother, and then at the very end he's like, who are you?
I mean, that could work.
Seriously, who are you?
I was opening my mouth like I was going to contribute something, but really, I just really had to yawn. I was really keeping that one down. I'm not even. I'm a sleepy person.
Oh, okay. I thought I was like, man,
You weren't
okay,
boring me.
fuck
That
you,
wasn't-
Stefan. All
That
right.
wasn't like
Damn.
that wasn't a like,
Fucking shots fired.
But no, that wasn't like a narrative like
I got you,
I'm
I
being
got you,
bored
I
to
got you.
sleep.
We good.
Eric thought I was going to contribute something, and then you spoke over me, and he was so.
It's what I do.
What a dastardly character this DJ is for speaking over this young upstart.
Truly, he's the real villain of this podcast, not me at all.
But really, it was just a yawn. It was nothing real to contribute. I
Now,
think,
don't sell yourself short. Yawning into the microphone may not have been much of an ad, but it certainly wouldn't have taken away. You should just let the laugh happen. It's fine.
it's a force of habit that I try to not laugh.
You stifle
because
your laughter.
I stifle my laughter out of shame. Out of inward shame. See, the fact that it has to be a sexy demon sibling, I feel like having all three of those parts complicates
He's
things.
just standing there like JoJo posing or Dio posing when he's just like,
Well, Dio's
I know
a
other half,
step
blah, blah,
sibling. He was
blah.
adopted.
Yeah.
I mean,
But he's also
I'm
a
just
vampire.
saying though.
what if Cars came back?
What if Cars was in the Flat Earth panel one, and he was just off in the distance?
Oh, you just put him in the background as like an Easter egg?
Yeah, sure, you know.
I mean, I gotta draw
Awesome.
this. I
I
gotta.
say Eric's got to draw these.
When I make this, I'm probably just gonna make one of the 4 panels, so I could just do that. I guess.
Yeah.
Or maybe he hits the hull of the ship and then bounces back, and he starts heading back to Earth.
All right. I think we've got this more or less kind of like we got a thing going at least. Eric, I think it's time we come up with a name.
I'm more than happy to say, and I don't think we should ever. I don't think we say this enough, but we're willing to accept after an entire half an hour of recording that we didn't do it.
Oh yeah, no.
But like, usually if that would happen, it would probably also not be funny. I think there's enough funny here that it still works.
I wasn't on board at first, but after we figured out what we want to do with this and how we were gonna do it, I'm all right with this. I think this is funny.
All right, let me just open this to figure out how the name is gonna work.
I've got the perfect.
Wait,
peeked and I'm
for those of us at home.
Oh, Black Blood.
Oh, Eric coughed up black blood. Oh no, it's everywhere.
I've drawn one card from the name hat, and it says 10 words and must start with "I was."
You have too many isekai name cards in there.
Only like 2.
I was saying one
I'm
of them
gonna-
we got last week.
I'm
or
gonna
2
be
weeks
honest
ago.
with you. I thought Isekai would get pulled from the other 2 hats more because I think there's an Isekai card in both hats.
Okay.
So it's
All right.
not,
So 10 words and starts with "I was."
it's like I was a crewman on Space Force 2099 or something.
I was missing Earth, but then my sexy demon sibling came back?
I was missing Earth, but then my sexy demon. You
Wait,
could just
is
say
it 10
demon
or
sibling.
10 plus?
It's 10 plus.
Bonsai!
All right, go ahead.
Wait, say it one more time.
Say it one more time into the mic.
I was missing Earth, but then my sexy demon sibling came back?
I mean, hey.
Hey!
We done did it.
Bonus points because it ends in a question mark.
It's
point.
probably actually an interrobang.
That depends how excited he is to see her.
He came back?
Well, guys, we
Anime eyes into the camera.
we made a show.
We made a manga.
We made a thing.
We did something. And you listened to it for
We
some
talked
reason.
for a while. Stefan, we were happy to have you.
Always
Thank
a
you,
pleasure.
I hope you had fun being here for this.
Well, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Get out of Eric's house.
Absolutely.
Don't associate with me or my son ever again. If you in the comments also didn't get this video, please let us know. And if you have ideas for things to put in the hats so that we stop getting space opera and sexy demon, please let us know. Good ones will go in.
Please help us.
Please help us help you. Help us help you too.
Also, help me get out of Eric's house. It's very complex. I don't know that I'll be able to do it by myself.
My house is built like the murder palace. Good night, everybody.